Hello, my name is Rachel and today I'm bringing you my August TBR. So as I mentioned in my last video, this is going to be just kind of like 10 books on my radar instead of the exact list of books I'm going to read. I have been in a major reading slump in the last year and a half or so I know that I'm very unlikely to read 10 books in the month, especially since August is when I go back to work. With that in mind, I went ahead and picked out 8 books, and then we'll pick out the last 2 together. The last 2 will be the books that I have to read by the end of the month, or a book buying ban is instituted until I get them finished. So last month in July, I picked out Kill Creek, which I did get finished, and The Sundown Motel, which I am currently reading. So I'm on track to do a great job with July. So we'll be picking the 2 for August. And again, those are the 2 that I have to read before a book buying ban is instituted if I don't read them by the end of the month. So I decided to go with kind of a theme for August. I decided to go with second books in series that I wanted to read. So first up is the second book in the True Blood series, and the second book is Living Dead in Dallas. I actually finally got to the first one last month, which was Dead Until Dark. I joined a read-along for the whole year of this series, and so I was supposed to read the first one in January, and I finally got to it in July. So we're just going to keep going strong with the series now that I'm in at least one book, and we're going to pick up the second book in August. Next up is another sequel to a book I read in July, and that is Prologue to Murder by Lauren Elliott. I read the first book in this series, which was the beginning of a cozy mystery set in a bookstore in, I think it's probably New England, and I really, really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to jump in and read the sequel and continue on with the series. There's several books, I believe, so I am excited to read the second one in August. Another sequel that I'm really excited to read is one that I really had no idea it was coming out until I finally saw it for sale, and that is Release by Lucy Christopher. This is the sequel to Stolen, which is one of my favorite books. Now, I've heard very polarizing things from this, so I'm a little nervous, but also very excited to read this one. Next up is Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This will be a reread for me, but I have never read the third book in the series, Finale. I've never made it that far. I've read Caraval 3 or 4 times. I've read Legendary at least once, but I've never made it to that last book. And we just read Caraval for our student book club at school right at the end of the year. So I just reread Caraval, so I want to go ahead and reread Legendary. I want to go ahead and reread Legendary now. That way, hopefully, I can get to Finale within the next few months and get that series finished. And then next up, I have Sense and Second Degree Murder. This is by Tirza Price. This is the sequel to Pride and Premeditation. Now, Pride and Premeditation was one of my favorite books last year. Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book, and I just love the way she retold this and made it kind of, fun and new, but still kept true to the original book enough that I could enjoy it. I have not enjoyed Sense and Sensibility. I've tried to read it a couple times and I just could not get into it. So I am interested to see how I will do with a remake of a book I didn't care for as much. But I do think that the world she creates is going to be really fun, so I'm excited to jump into that one. The next one I want to read is kind of a weird one for me because technically I still haven't read the first book, but that is Lore Olympus. I want to read the second volume in August, and I'm going to try to get the first one done here in the last few days of July. If not, I feel like I could fit that in August because it is just a graphic novel, but I would like to get caught up on the Lore Olympus series. I think I will really like it. I just need to get into it. I just need to dive in. Next up is another cozy mystery series that I have been enjoying. This is A Game of Cones by Abby Collette. I read the first book several months ago, possibly even last year, and I really, really liked it. This one is set in an ice cream shop, and obviously cozy mystery drama ensues. And then last one is not exactly a second book in a series, but it feels very sequel-y to me, and that is Marple by Agatha Christie. This is a collection of short stories by modern-day mystery writers writing in the vein of Miss Marple with Agatha Christie's books. So I'm really interested to read those, and I really enjoy reading short stories during my lunch breaks at work, and I start back to work right at the beginning of August. So I thought this would be a great one to read while I'm having lunch at work. So now we're going to do our 2 random draws of the books that I have to read by the end of the month, or I have to do a book buying ban until I finish them. So I'm only going to pick from my little list of sequels. I've made a little little special list on Goodreads of sequels that I want to get to of the second book in a series, and we're only going to pick from those to kind of keep with my theme of second book in a series. So let's pick the first one. Oh, okay. The very first one that came up is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, Volume 2, which is perfect. I was planning on probably reading this in August anyway, because I read the first one, I think, in either the end of June or the beginning of July, and I really liked it. And it did kind of end on a cliffhanger, and I looked it up, and I know that the movie or TV show, I can't remember which one it is, covers the first two. So I definitely want to get this one in so that I can watch the show. So that is officially on there. That's one I have to read or get rid of by the end of the month or go on a book buying ban. Now, next one. Let's see what we get. So the second book is Love and Luck by Jenna Evans Welch. This is going to be fun because I actually read the first one when I was in a major reading slump, and it really helped. And yeah, I think this will be a really cute one to read. I think romances are going to be an easy thing, and cozy mysteries for the beginning of the school year when it's always really hectic. And it's odd because they're both kind of the same color. But I have my two books I have to read or get rid of by the end of the month unless I want to go on a book buying ban. So I think I can manage those two for sure. I think this is going to be a great reading month. So let me know if you've read any of these or what you're most excited to read in August. I'd love to hear. And how are you doing on your series? I feel like I'm not very good about reading series, so I think that's something I'm going to work on in the future, of keeping up with series and trying to push through and read more, because I usually enjoy them. I just don't prioritize them. So let me know what you think about series and August reading down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in another video soon. Bye for now.